boom boom beat. Orale, compadres, Juanitosville, you know who it is. It's Benny Boom back here with Boom Jewelry Designs, Jewelry Adventures. If you saw the thumbnail on the video, you know exactly what we're going to be doing today. And I'm very excited about it. I've never done this before. There's some people out there that have done this on video, but Benny Boom hasn't. So we're going to be doing this today. And what is that, you ask? We're going to be making some medium solder. We could be making some hard solder, but in my practice, I noticed that I use a lot of medium. I do use hard, especially for the cups that go around the bezels. You almost always got to, I think it's almost an always. If anybody in the comments out there has a time where you would put your bezel cup, the fine silver bezel, connect that with not hard, please put it in the comments and tell me what the application might be. Maybe some of us can learn something out here. But yeah, I always use hard solder for that. And I use hard solder occasionally for some other applications as well. But I mostly do medium solder, friends. And with bezel cups, once I put it on the back, when I do it on the back plate, on the inside of there, I like to use medium solder. That being said, I also do the chips. I do the little solder pallions, some people call them. But Jason Ogg, shout to Jason Ogg. He's super famous on the internet as a jewelry teacher, tutorial process video maker as well. A lot more famous than me. But he was talking about doing on the inside of the cups. He mentioned using, I think it was him, probably many people, but using wire. The soldering wire on the inside there, because the wire butts up against the back plate and the wall. The wire very nicely, you know what I'm saying? It butts up very nicely. The chips kind of hang out more and just barely kind of touch, and so I don't want to buy any solder wire because I'd prefer to do it myself, and I think you would too if you knew how, and that's why you're here, friends. So let's get started. I have my scrap bin here. We're gonna do it with silver, sterling silver, and brass. Now you can do it with sterling silver and zinc and copper, but zinc and copper together makes brass. So we're going to go through this pile here. I got a lot of copper in here, but I know I have some brass. Okay, here's a piece of brass right here of a little boom star. We're going to use that. Oh, I remember this. If you guys watch one of my videos, or one of my first videos, I did a Nike Air Jordan. I'm going to share the formula with you, but while I'm here, I'm just going to look for some other pieces of brass just to make sure I have what I need. So when it's time for me to dig through it, when it's time for me to get busy with it, as the kids say, as the kids said in the 80s probably, let's get busy with it, G. Brass and some more brass. That's probably plenty. Because according to the formula, it is basically 3-to-1. What we're going to do is we're going to go, and I might double it, but I'll put it on the screen, but we're basically going to go 12 grams of sterling silver to 4 grams of brass. I have never melted brass before, but we're going to get out the old crucible and make these dreams come true. So as I get my weighing device so we could weigh this, I'm going to take the paper off of these. This doesn't have paper on it, but this does have paper. I'm going to take this paper off and then weigh our brass scrap and see if we got 4 grams. And I'm going to see how much that looks like. And then I'm going to weigh out 12 grams. And I might do 8 and 24. And are you guys impressed that I just did that math in my head? 8 and 24. Yeah, you know. I know. You guys are like, this guy's a freaking genius. Yes, I is. All right. Okay, we got our little drug dealer scale here. Really, if you're a drug dealer and using this scale, you need to improve your skills, because this is, can you guys see that 0, 0, 0 there? 5 grams. Okay, so that's 5 grams. This is 2 grams. Now, was it 5 grams with the paper on there? 6 grams. Oh, I got this piece. We might be able to do 8, guys. 7 grams. I need 1 more gram of 8. So we got 8 grams. We're going to go with that. 8 grams. Let's put this to the side. Okay, now we're going to go sterling silver. I have this big piece, but I think this is more than 12 grams. Wait, 24. I need 24 grams. That's 20 grams. Okay, I got this little piece of 23. 23. 24 grams. Okay, guys, so we got that. So let's get our crucible ready to go, and we'll bring you right back. Okay, health nut cat parents, here we are. We have a brand new crucible. Now, what I've learned, and I want to share this with you guys, is when you have mixed metals, if you're going to do sterling silver, have a crucible specifically for sterling silver. If you're going to do gold, have a separate crucible for that. If you're going to do, it's just so you don't cross-contaminate. This is what I've learned. I've never done any melts other than sterling silver. So both of my other crucibles I always use are sterling silver only. So I thought, you know what? I probably should take heed. So what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna go kind of high heat. We're gonna get this toasty, and we're gonna prepare this crucible. Now I have a video, episode 58, where I do my very first crucible preparation. And the angle was terrible, guys. I had the camera in a different place, and you couldn't really see that well. So if you want to watch how we season a crucible, this is how we do it. We have a brand new crucible. We're going to heat it up. I have some borax. This is borax. I think you can use it to wash clothes. Borax, B-O-R-A-X. Not to be confused with boric acid, which is, I think it's ant killer or cockroach killer. So we're gonna go here, friends, and then I'm just gonna get pinches of it, and I'm gonna, once I get it kind of feeling toasty, I'm just gonna sprinkle some in there. I remember when I first did this, it was kind of messy. We want to get a nice glass glaze on the inside of that crucible. I kind of want to keep the heat on it as I spray, but I want to burn my fingers. I want to burn my fingers. Although I am no stranger to danger, friends. These are facts. All right, friends, I think I got a good coat on there. I'm going to turn that, I'm going to let this cool off, and then I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, kids, here we go. We're going to do, we're going to start with our silver. We're going to put our silver at the bottom. First, let's find out the melting temperatures of each metal so that we know a little bit what we're doing. $24 grams of silver, and then we're going to put our brass on top. And the reason why I'm thinking that is that the fire will, sometimes that bottom, it hides from the heat, and we want the brass to be exposed, pushed on the heat as much as possible, guys. So let's just go with this. I will probably be quiet so you can watch this in fast motion, because this can take a while. And I've done this where it turns the camera off because the heat will go hit the camera. So bear with me. Now, if you guys know my technique, friends, sometimes I do this just to hold the heat in there good. You want to make sure your spout is nice and hot, guys, because if your spout is kind of cool, it won't be cool. Alright, guys, let's go for this. So for the best. I'm never good at this, and it always makes me nervous. Well, I have been good at it before, so I'm not going to lie, but it always makes me nervous. That's the truth. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. That's all right. I got a nice bar. Let's get one to get the last of this right here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Don't burn the beans out of yourself, Johnny. All right, friends. So we got 2 pieces of solder, and then I have one little ball of solder that landed right there. But let's take a look at this. You got to be careful when you quench these guys. I'm quenching it over here just outside of the camera, because one time I quenched and I thought I did a good job, and I touched it and it was still hot. So you have to put it in the water for sometimes 3 or 4 seconds before it really starts to cool. But that's it right there. That's some medium solder. I'm going to roll this in my rolling mill, try to get it as thin as I can, make some wire, and I'll bring you guys back. All right, jewelry revolutionaries, this is it, guys. I rolled it out. It took a little bit of time to roll it out from those nugs. I had that one bar, and then I had those 2 little pieces. I put those back in the crucible, melted those down, and then I ended up with 2 kind of small pieces about that big. Rolled those out. That's what turned out to be this. I rolled them to my smallest square wire. I got some good, I think it's probably 20 gauge-ish. 20 gauge-ish. Maybe 18, no, probably 20 gauge. Look at all that. Look at all that. I can do pick soldering with this. I can do, whenever I was annealing it, I must have melted. It is solder, so it melts pretty fast. I must have melted this into, this was 1. So yeah, this is how much solder you get from 8 grams of brass and 24 grams of silver. Do you guys want to see me weigh this just to see if it's maintained its weight? That's just for fun, since you're here, guys. By the way, if this had value, please subscribe. 24.32. So is 12 plus 8 32? Any mathematicians out there? 12 plus 8. That's how much we got. So guys, yeah, if it had any value, please hit subscribe. Come back for more jewelry adventures. If you have any ideas of what I can use this solder for, I think not pig soldering, but whenever you solder holding it like this, Jason Og does that. Big shout out to Jason. Jason, if you watch this video, or please comment. I'd like to know if I'm getting out into the world like that. I really admire your videos. I think you do a good job, and you're very consistent, and I think that's a big deal. But you're helpful. Mostly the most important thing I like is that you're helpful to the jewelry community. So guys, yeah, that's it right here, man. Some homemade solder. I will be using this in upcoming videos, so watch upcoming videos and you guys will see me using this stuff, and I will mention it. So yeah, dudes, hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Drink plenty of water, eat a salad once in a while, hug your loved ones, be good to kids. You know, you want to do a booger check before you talk to that pretty girl. Oh guys, and if you're at the if you're eating lunch alone and you're not at the cool kid table, you can come be at the dork table with me and my buddies, because I think if we pretend like we're having such a great time, we become the cool table. Psychological tactics. You know who it is. You know what it is. It's Benny, and I'm out.